Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Amanda here with Painted Purpose Coaching. I have a great video for you today. With all of us having higher consciousness, or when we choose to develop and have higher consciousness, it gives us a whole new set of a whole new way of looking at things, a whole new set of coping strategies, and a different way of life, a more elevated and prosperous way of life. And we have choices that we can make. The choice to believe certain things about yourself, the choice to use resistance versus letting it get us stagnated or allowing it to, you know, take us down or anything like that. It is a choice, and we can learn how to master these things. But today I wanted to talk about bipolar disorder and how that ties into Maslow's hierarchy of 6 human needs. And I'm a life coach and shaman, and I got my start with Tony Robbins, who is the world-renowned life coach. So for those of you that don't know me, you can have a little background. And he has worked closely with Chloe Madonis. Chloe Madonis is a psychologist that has been around for a very long time, many, many years. She's 84, still works, and she got her start, I'm sure back in her 20s of working in the mental health field, and then evolved into, coaching. So she has been a mentor of Tony's for a really long time, and they've worked together and built and helped people all around the world together. So that's just a little background. So when clients come to me, a lot of the time they have experienced or already been through a systematic way of believing things about themselves, and they've been diagnosed or labeled with bipolar disorder. Now, bipolar disorder is something that the diagnosis for bipolar disorder has been around since the 90s. Before that, it was labeled manic depression, and then more recently they've come out with types 1 and 2 and all that stuff. What I am going to be talking about today is that you may not have bipolar disorder. And I'm going to talk about that. So, Chloe Madonis once said that bipolar disorder, it doesn't mean anything really. It doesn't mean anything. The reason for this is because for thousands of years, people have had the need for uncertainty. And she said all it means is that they have a higher need. It's the 6 human needs, and one of the 6 human needs is certainty, and one is uncertainty. These folks likely have a high drive and need for uncertainty, so they will cause a drama or an upheaval or disruption in their lives when things are going, good for a while. They'll get bored, and they cause a drama or something like that, and that's how they get that need for uncertainty met. And it's nothing to take lightly. It's very serious. We have to understand, and this is my take on it, this is my own spin here. For thousands of years, we lived very different lives. We didn't have food on every corner. We didn't have homes with air conditioning. We didn't get up every morning at the same time, drinking our coffee the same way. The same things day in and day out, work, the drive, these habits. We didn't live as comfortable as we do now. So as we've gotten more comfortable and predictable and same old same it, we get bored. If you have a higher need for all about the way you prioritize them, if you have a high drive for uncertainty and you're living in constant comfort, you are going to likely have a while where everything is predictable and safe and good, and you might just decide one day to do something wild, and I don't want to see people get into trouble. I know that some people, when they have this feeling come on them and they deny it, then it works up into a state where they'll do something really drastic, and they could wind up in trouble. They could wind up in jail. They can really, really act out of, have some kind of mania where we're really acting out or messing up or self-sabotaging. But all of this stuff is manageable. And, I'm wanting to ask people, what is better and healthier? What feels better to believe about yourself or understand about yourself or know? Does it feel better to be empowered around these things and to make different choices? You could you could take medications to shut it down if you want and to just live stable all the time. Or you can choose to get with a healer or a coach and work with somebody to understand these patterns and how you can better respond to them, how you can plan ahead, how you can enjoy these highs and enjoy these lows, and, learn to work with them. Because when resistance comes, what we resist persists. So if we can lean into the resistance a little bit and learn to create and learn to manifest and learn to manage and choose to believe that this is a good thing, or at least, very least, understand that we have a high drive for uncertainty. Some people have a high drive for uncertainty and certainty at the same time. So to understand this about ourselves and work with it feels so much better than to believe that you're a piece of dynamite that can go off at any time, or, beat yourself up over making certain choices and having certain coping skills or having certain adaptive, you've adapted certain personality patterns, throughout your life, things like that. It has a lot to do with our mode of being. And, you can choose differently if the way you're doing now isn't working for you. But when people come to me for coaching, I've had a lot of people that have already been through all of that, and I'm like, you should have come here first. Dr. Phil says that all the time. Why didn't you come here first? But, to just be empowered feels so much better than to be disabled, and how we feel about ourselves is really important. And, or even doing shadow work, embracing shadow, however you want to phrase or look at this, it's your choice. But what we have to realize basically is that having needs for certainty and uncertainty and variety, having a strong need for variety in your life is not a mental disorder or condition that needs, to be shut down. You can use it in a totally different way to apply, different remedies and different solutions to your life and start thriving. I know people think, when I tell them, I'm like, that doesn't really mean what, if you don't want it to mean what it is, then we can change it. And they just look at me like, huh? Like it never occurred to them. We have been so systematically taught or programmed to believe that there is something wrong with us and that it's bad to have nervousness. Now people don't even use the word nervous, I don't think, anymore. They say, I've got anxiety, I'm anxious, instead of I'm nervous, or, we've just changed the words. People aren't allowed to be sad or blue anymore. They are depressed, or, it's been to an extreme. And I think that has served a great many systems in our country and across the world, that it's been a huge money maker, and it's time to shift back to what we know to be certain, and what we can count on. That is, when these things show up in our lives, we work with them instead of working against them. And it's a lot It's a lot more affordable. It's a lot more useful too. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there so some of you might have a new understanding about something. If you're struggling with this, you've got choices, you've got options that can feel better. And if you know anybody that can use this information, just if you're listening to this video right now, please lean over and hit the like button. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also share this video if someone you know could use this information and you think that it could be helpful for them or even yourself. Please DM me and snag your one-time free one-on-one clarity session where we can sit down and talk about how you categorize your hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, 6 human needs, very important to everybody on this planet. And, you know, go ahead and email me or drop a comment. My email is P2P, like P number 2, P2P coachamanda@gmail.com. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Love you. Bye.